Amaka the Pretty Witch. Once upon a time, in a heart of a small village, there lived a girl whose name is Amaka. She had a smooth skin. Her eyes sparkled like a morning star. Amaka was not just beautiful. She was also hardworking. She ran the busiest market stall, selling the freshest fruit and vegetables. Everyone in the market knows her because of how responsible she is. At night, when the villagers are asleep, Amaka would transform into something unrecognizable. Amaka did not just fly for pleasure. She hunted. She feasted on the blood of unsuspected villagers. Sometimes it was wandering travelers, a lost hunter, or a newborn baby in a careless mother's arm. The villagers had been haunted in a mysterious way, but no one suspected Amaka because of her beauty. Who would? Everyone loved her. She was hardworking. After her mission at night, she would turn back to a normal human being and start to run her business again. One day, the elders decided to know what is happening in their village. Like and follow for part 2. The elders consulted a herbalist, seeking an answer to the number of unexplained deaths. Amaka and her coven member was seeing what was happening. They decided to start killing the elders one after the other. They could sleep and they don't wake up in the morning. Things like that began to happen to the elders. One fateful night, an old woman named Neka, known for her sharp instincts, began to suspect something unusual about Amaka. Neka was a woman of wisdom, and though she had no proof, she often sensed a strange aura around Neka. One evening, she called her grandson Chukwode and whispered to him, "Follow Amaka tonight. Do not let her see you. There is something not right about that girl." Like and follow for the next part. One evening, she called her grandson, Chukwode, and whispered to him, "Follow Amaka tonight. Do not let her see you. There is something not right about that girl." Chukwode, the fearless young man, agreed. He hid behind a tall tree near Amaka's house and waited. As the night grew darker, he saw something he would never forget. At the stroke of midnight, Amaka stepped out of her house, naked, holding a red cloth. She muttered incantation, her voice rising and falling like a song, carried by the wind. Then, before Chukwudi's eyes, she transformed. Her body grew longer and her fingers stretched, and she disappeared. Chukwudi's heart pounded. He had never been so afraid in his life. He wanted to scream, to run, but he stood frozen, watching her disappear into the cloud. Chukwudi ran back to his grandmother's hut, breathless and trembling. Nne, you were right. Amaka is a witch." Neka's face darkened. "I knew it," she whispered, "but we need proof to convince the villagers." Neka summoned the village elders and told them what her grandson saw in Amaka's house. Neka suggested, "We shall set a trap. Witches are the strongest at midnight but vulnerable at dawn. We must wait for her return." That night, warrior armed with charm and spears hid near Amaka's house. The villager's most powerful native doctor was present, ready with his sacred potion. They waited in silence. Just before the first cock crowed, Amaka returned, her dark wings folded back into her body, and her beautiful faces reappeared. But as she stepped toward her door, a powerful voice shouted, "Seize her." The warrior charged. Amaka screamed, her voice echoing through the village. She tried to run, but the Dibia had drawn a sacred circle around her home, trapping her. Amaka was dragged to the village square, where she confesses everything that she has been doing. The villagers were so surprised. They never knew her beauty was just to cover her evil acts. The villagers banished her from the village. This is the end of the story. If you like my story, please like, comment, follow, and share.